Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Electricians Tool channel. Today I want to speak to you guys about some protective cases that I use for my test leads and my multimeter accessories. I have a lot of them because of the type of work I do. I got my feet wet, so to say, in the industrial, as an industrial electrician. And you know, when you're working in any kind of environment, but an industrial setting, you know, you run all kinds of stuff that can destroy your tools, your test instruments, and what have you. And I took it upon myself to buy things to protect mostly everything that I own, as far as my test leads and what have you, because they're very important to when you testing electricity. You don't want to have no nicks, no cuts, or anything when you're doing that kind of work. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can attest to that. So these little cases right here, this eye look folded up, and I'm gonna show you what's in it in a minute. This eye's look opened, and this is just one of them. I've had these for a very long time. I don't do industrial anymore. I basically do commercial, residential, preventive maintenance, electrical, inspection, condition reporting, things like that. So I still take care of my tools because it could be fatal if you don't. So, you know, and then plus I have a lot of little accessories that I like to take with me that can't fit in my tool bag. And instead of throwing it around with throwing these leads around in some bag with one of my tool bags with a lot of nuts and bolts and things like that, you know, a long time ago I said, well, I'm gonna buy me something to keep them, you know, just keep them safe, because I want to be safe. So with that being said, I'm gonna get off into it. This is a no name right here. This is how it looks on the outside, and this is how it looks on the when it's rolled up. I'm gonna take each one of these things out to show you what kind of accessory that I use with my multimeter. You know, when I have to pull out this is more or less not, I know I wouldn't say specialty, but yeah, kind of sort of. But this is what I use and I keep with me. I keep them in my truck, and when I'm going out on a service call or what have you, and I need to take a precise measurement, and I need a certain type of test lead or a probe that will fit on the front of my test lead. I'll go look in one. It is either what I need is in one of the two. Is either in this one or going to be in this one. This roll up right here. So I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna start and just go to pulling things out and just show you what I have here, and I kind of tell you what it's for and what I use them for. Okay, this is my K-type thermocouple that I use for all of, if I have to use those. Use this very seldom. I have to use this, but I do. I can't really tell you the last time I did use a K-type thermocouple, but that's what this is. I'm gonna put it on the side over here. These are not pincher. These are more like hooks. These are made by Fluke. These are more like hook. If I'm doing a circuit board that may have a electrolytic capacitor on it or something like that, I put the test lead that connects on here, and let me just pull out a little board, if I can. Something like this. If I had to probe and get under there, let me see, like that. And that'll be one side. I can probe the other side. That's how I would use this for. And you never know when you have to use one of these. So this is really good to have. And this is the other one for it. So let me put this back in here as I do it. These right here, these two leads, they're short like this because when I'm using, if I don't have, well, majority of the time I don't have a handheld LCR meter, which is a meter that's designated for checking capacitors and electrical components. Sometimes I have this in the field, but sometimes I don't. I keep this on my bench. So I'll do a video on this sometime in the future. But so what I do is, for example, if I want to check some capacitors using my multimeter, the shorter the leads, the better. I put them in here. And okay, now I'll turn it on capacitance. And I'll get a reading. Matter of fact, I'm just going to get a capacitor out of here. Oh, man, I don't have my glasses, but I think this is a... they said this is 15 microfarads. Capacitor. So, well, let's shorten my leads out first. Okay. And that's what I would do with this. Just saying this has 64.2 microfarads. 17.3, I had them on wrong. Okay, 17.3. This is a good capacitor. For some reason I'm not getting a good reading. Oh, man, let me see. There you go. 17.4. This is a good capacitor. But anyway, that's what I use these for. The shorter the lead, the better. The better reading you'll have. Now, let me pull out the other ones. These right here. If I'm working, just say for instance, if I'm troubleshooting contactors or some kind of terminal, it could be a circuit breaker, anything I'm troubleshooting. This have a BNC clip on it on the end adapter. So same thing. I would put this here, look for the negative and positive. Just the tab right here is the ground, so you want to put that, show you where the ground is. You hook it up to wherever you're going to put it on, and you can leave it there, basically. And and it works out, this works fine for me. So let me just put them on the side as I take them out of here. Test leads, you guys know what this is for, but this is a special type of test lead from Fluke. Sometime when you're probing a board, when you're probing some kind of circuit board, you don't want to accidentally touch nothing else. So this has a protective shroud on the end of it, which I love. A lot of other meters, a lot of other test leads coming out today with the removable shroud, but Fluke perfected it, because sometimes those little protective shrouds get lost. So, but Fluke perfected this thing, and this is what you do. So, if I'm probing a board, what have you, the shroud is already there, and I'm probing it, or capacitor, you already protected. So that's what I keep in that one. And this one, with my large alligator clips, and just in case if I'm working on, just say some main lugs, or some real big wire, or some wire that's in a big motor or something. You do a big motor, some mechanical lugs is on a big motor. Well, here you go. You clamp them on there, or clamp them on the lugs in the main panel. If you want to take a reading from both sides, like a 240 or 220, something like that, this is what you want to use. Okay, right here is my my fused test leads. Test probes by Fluke. If you don't have a set of these, you need to get some. You can never be too safe. And both of them have them. You're going to pay a little bit something for them, but it's worth it. If you can find them online for $50, get them. If you complain about the price, well, it's your life that's on the line. But there can never be enough safety for my life, so I buy everything I can to try to keep myself to keep me going home at the end of the day when I'm doing work. But anyway, and also on the front of these, the little shroud come off. If you have some of the smaller clips, crock clips you want to put on here. But I don't like those, and I don't really like using them. But anyway, that's that with this for. Now, this is what I use for to put on all of these, even on here, and even like these. This is the test leads I could use for all of these. And so these are test leads for that. Okay. And let me put them on the side as we go through them. This is also, these are some, just like these hooks right here that I pulled out earlier. That's what these are basically. These are hooks, but these are a smaller version of that. If this is too big to get where you want to on a board, for example, if this is too big to get around there, or it's too crowded, well, you can try something like there we go. And the other one, for example, you know, if you're testing this board, I'm just putting this here for example. You're testing this board, and the same, like I told you before, you want to, you got to get this polarity right, y'all. So, but it tells you right here, ground, that would be the common. And there we go. There we go. So, put this on the side too. And that's what that's for. Now, at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to organize this again after I get through with the video, y'all. Put it back. But anyway, and then it just rolls up. It just rolls up like that. Now I don't have anything, and that's why it's missing. This has Velcro, and depends on where you are. If you have it in the back of your service truck, you can hang it up also. That's why it's hooked, and it'll be hanging like this for, you know, for just for you to use. But okay, it also has a little handle on the back. So that's what's in that one. This one is another one also. What I have in this one. Now these two probes right here, this like extension probes. If I'm inside of a panel and I don't want to have my hand inside of the panel like this, I put it on the end of this and give myself. Let me see. I'm trying to get a lead. And this goes in the back of this. And now you can probe from where you are. In fact, I'm going to show you that it has a good connection. I'm going to just take a... show you that it has... All right, I'm gonna give it the old Fluke. See, it's good connection, good continuity all the way through. A good connection. Okay, so that's what I use when I'm in panels. I try to keep my hands out of panels at all times, and so okay, take this off, and I keep these rolled up inside of here. So I'm gonna put these on the side too. Here's some regular like piercing probes right here. These are a little bit pointy than most of them. So I use this if I'm testing in some kind of insulation. I mean, some kind of thick cable, and I can't get to the lugs itself. I'll turn the power off and I'll pierce the cable itself with these. And I have another set that's better than these. It's pointed than these, but I think I have it inside my bag. But it's better than this. But anyway, you pierce the cable and they'll rest in there. Mainly, I'll use this when I'm doing like a DC, maybe a battery, something like that. That's when I use these the most. Okay. Now, this test lead right here, this is for when you could be working on, if you're working in the industrial field, you may be working on a forklift or an electric car or even your own automobile. And you can test your circuits with this, your fuse circuits with this. And it just plugs right into, this. And there we go. And let me get something here so to show you the continuity across. See? And it has a 10 amp fuse. Okay, so this is, that's what's in that one. I use that for that. This, I use this one for, I could be working on a lighting circuit, and I don't want to break the circuit. I don't want to cut the wire, but I want to check for voltage. What I would do with that is I would do this. Let me find something here that I can use in the meantime. This is kind of small, but so I would use it. I would use this. Open it up. This has a pin that's right up here, right at the top up here. And once I put it in there like that, it pierces the insulation. And I have another one that's in here. And then you put this on neutral, and you can get a reading. You plug the like for instance, you plug it in here. Do that. You plug it on. You put it on here, and it's a sharp pin that's in here, and neutral and hot, and you get a reading. It could be the light fixture. It could be inside of a low voltage panel, fire panel, or whatever where you can't, a place where you can't break the circuit, and you just want to check for voltage. That's when I use these things right here. Okay. I keep a K-type adapter here because sometimes I do use one of those clamp K-type temperature clamps. I use those every now and then for some reason. You know, I'll use it, but I keep this with me for all times. And this one, these are my alligator clips. And these are by Fluke also. I guess you may be saying he have a lot of Fluke, but I trust Fluke, and you know, I have some other good stuff out there too. But Fluke had the ones that I needed, and so. But anyway, that's what these are. Croc clips are for. I guess you call them plungers, and these are really nice. Okay, and something else. Oh, it's for that for here. These are my. You never know when you may have to use jumpers. But these are some really nice jumpers right here. This is not that little cheap stuff that you buy. They're really flexible. They don't really get tangled or anything. High quality here. But these are some nice jumpers right here. And I just keep them in my bag. You never know when you're going to need them. So, strong. It's a strong grip too. So, and that's what I keep those. And I also keep a set of these, even though I have the other ones. I keep a set of these, and these just plug right into here. I would use the that one for the hot, and I would use the blue for my neutral. Even that's not the colors, but I think the UK use these colors of blue for neutral. But anyway, I had a green one. I don't know what happened to it. I had a green one. But anyway, this is what I do, and I'll just clip on to whatever I want to clip on to. There you go. And if I want to take a second reading, if I don't make sure this thing is accurate, I would get my jumpers, which would be here, and I would plug it into, if I had to, and I didn't, I'm just trying to get another reading, maybe an amp reading, and I would do it. This is the wrong one, y'all. I'm just showing you. I would do it like this, and go for an amp reading if I need to do that. If I needed to do that, for example, but I don't, So, and that's why I bring these with me. Okay. Now, let me see what and these are the Fluke Croc clips. I know these right here. These come from Greenlee, and these are the Fluke Croc clips. So I think these, I'm trying to find. It doesn't matter just when you use. I mainly go to these a lot here too because of the way that they're made. These are kind of like just straight out like a V, and I'm always having in my mind. I would use them, if I didn't have these or these. I was to lose one of these. That's why I keep two sets. I just don't like the way it sets like a V. It's sometimes if it's not gripping hard enough, it'll slide right off. You don't want that. This one, it's like almost like a wishbone, sort of say. And once it's on there, it's on there. So these are the Fluke. This is for the Fluke, and these are for Greenlee. Now, these two, these are magnetic. And what I do with these, whenever I'm working somewhere, I could be working on a contactor, and you can't clip onto a contactor. So what I do is, for example, I have a contactor here. If this contactor, if I'm checking the AT unit, and I'm checking the contactor. Remember, you can't get in here with this and try to hold on. And if the other ones that I showed you, that I say I want to grip onto this, sometimes if I can't get in with that, I'll use these. See, wait, let me show you. And this will go right in the back of here, for example, like that. This will be on the wall. This is a strong magnet. This is a very strong magnet. Hold on, I'm about to put this wire up, son. It's not going anywhere. That's like an earth magnet in there. And there you go. And that's what I do. And that's on there. And so, let me put this on the side too. Guys, so I'm gonna have to straighten all this back up. So that's what I have in my protective case. And then it just folds, and I'm gonna put them in there. I fold them back up, like that. And it's all ready to go. Okay. So again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, as always. Thank you guys for your commentary that you leave. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys remain safe out there. And until next time, take care and peace out.